A year ago, as momentum began to build toward Pittsburgh's 250th anniversary, people around the world celebrated another milestone, Mr. Rogers' 80th birthday. During Won't You Be My Neighbor Days, child-friendly cultural attractions opened their doors to kids for free. And plenty of people wore sweaters to work, cardigans preferred but not required. Well, this year, Family Communications is out to do it again and enlisting some famous names to help. In fact, Mr. McFeely himself and Franco Harris will be taking Mr. Rogers' neighborhood on the road this week. And Mr. McFeely, a.k.a. David Newell, welcome. Good to see you.
Speedy delivery. Yeah. Here we are again.
I know. It's hard to believe. Time does fly, doesn't it? A whole year's gone by.
Speedily, yes.
Speedily, yeah. But an effort really to extend this idea that caught fire.
Yeah, it did. On the 250th of Pittsburgh, it's more appropriate than ever that this year we make it a tradition. We're going to start a tradition. And every March 20th, which is Fred's birthday, we hope to have it a national holiday of sorts. Not really a holiday, but national celebration.
Okay,
That's it.
There you go. And so still the call out there, wear a sweater to work.
That's right.
If you can, right? Yeah.
So this March 20th, which is coming up this week, we hope that everybody in your viewing audience wears a sweater, a cardigan or a sweater, and they're having sweater drives. For instance, the Children's Museum on the 20th is having free admission, as is the Mattress Factory. And let's see, the symphony will be at the Children's Museum playing some tunes for the kids. I'll be there. Let's see what else is that. I've got a little cheat sheet here. Oh, yes. By the way, on the 20th, I'm going to the Ross Park Mall, the South Hills Village, and the Century 3 Mall because they're having sweater drives.
Is that great?
Yes, and I'm going to go. We're going to pick them up, read a story, a quick story, and on to the next malls. The 20th is going to be very busy.
Well, yeah, you're going to be running like crazy on Friday.
But I hope your viewers drop into one of those places, the malls, the Children's Museum, the AVRA free admission, and also the zoo, the Mattress Factory, I think, and Westmoreland Art Museum. So that's just a few.
Well, and really celebrating the spirit of the neighborhood and,
yes,
what was really Mr. Rogers' neighborhood,
right,
I mean, here in our region.
And, you know, this is our 41st year on public television, and it's also, I guess, now our second anniversary of the Won't You Be My Neighbor Day. So I hope that people, I hope it catches on. Oh, and the thing I forgot to mention is that the Waterworks Mall, to cap it off on March 20th, the Waterworks Mall Theater is showing My Tale of Two Cities, which was produced and directed by Carl Kurlander, and I'm in it, and Franco's in it, and it's dedicated to Mayor O'Connor because he was in the it was interviewed and it was around when we taped it.
A really sweet story, a comeback story about sort of a middle-age crisis for Carl Kurlander,
that's right,
a Pittsburgh native, but also kind of the story of our regions in Pittsburgh's, yes, middle-age comeback in some ways, huh?
Yes, it's a comeback, and you know, Carl spent 25 years in Los Angeles, thus My Tale of Two Cities, Los Angeles and Pittsburgh, and he's determined to get some more production of television and other media here in Pittsburgh, and that's why he made this movie, plus many other things.
Debuted to a huge crowd,
yes,
and a real celebration last November during the finale of the Pittsburgh 250th celebration.
That's right.
Sold out the
Volume Theater, yeah, and we had Franco was there, and a lot of people who were in it. And Franco will be with me in Washington, D.C. on Monday, and then I think later on in New York City we're going to do some media. So we're traveling around as best we can, carrying on Fred's legacy.
Well, yes, I understand. The movie's going to be screened there too. So
yes,
you guys you're kind of all taking the neighborhood on the road. Right?
Oh, you know, and the people you meet. I do a lot of events around town, and I meet so many generations of people who watch the program. You know, we're going into our third generation of the people who are in their early 40s now are the first wave, and then the 30s, second wave, 20s, and so forth. And it's still on.
Yeah, I hate to tell you because I know it drives you nuts, as old as I am, but I was a little too old when it started on television in Delaware. But I remember when the neighborhood debuted on WHYY in Wilmington.
That's right, out of Philly.
Yeah, I grew up in Delaware.
And here it's on, as most of your viewers know, on WQED. It's on twice a day. I'm still delivering in the neighborhood. I thought I had a job for 1 year, but here I am. I'm glad to help. Oh, and by the way, there's a Fred Rogers Center in St. Vincent's College.
I wanted to ask you about that because that really is a big part of what will truly be the lasting legacy of, yes, Fred's life and his career.
Because he grew up in Latrobe, and St. Vincent's has built a building called the Fred Rogers Center that has all of Fred's papers, and it's like a presidential museum, but it has a teaching element to it too. So if you go to St. Vincent's, you want to study child development, you can do it through the center. But it's open to the public too. You can see a timeline of the neighborhood, and the Daniel's clock is there at the St. Vincent. So there's a lot to do with Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, and Fred really put Pittsburgh somewhat on the map with having the neighborhood. All his career he spent in television in Pittsburgh, with the exception of he started NBC in New York City.
Yeah, so
that's
really,
where it began.
It really was the neighborhood.
It really was the neighborhood. He loved Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And that's why this is so apropos to everything, keeping the legacy going right here in the city that he loves so much.
Yeah, and to find out more about Neighbor Days, how to participate, is there a website or someplace?
There's FCI.org. That'll help. FCI.org, and they can see my YouTube video. It tells all about it on FCI.org.
Okay. Great.
So we hope you all come to one of the events. Speedy delivery.
All right. Mr. McFeely, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And have a great celebration this week.
Thank you. And a speedy delivery to you. Thank you.
And we'll be back in a minute with a little dollars and cents. Stay with us.